Let's get rocking and rolling. It's 10:05, so I'm going to do a quick intro of our guest speaker today, who is Brittany Kiefer, the founder of Core Zine. Core is a quarterly zine dedicated to emerging artists and writers in the Kansas City area. The zine pays its contributors and is free to the public. Brittany believes it's important to pay artists for their time and work and creativity, and also that it is vital for the public to have easy access to the arts. The arts can and do change lives by working together, building community and connection. We can provide a new outlet for artists and help the community see the power and beauty in the arts. This is the second version of Core, which is available here at the Kansas City Artists Coalition and other arts agencies around the Kansas City, Missouri and surrounding regions. We also do have, if you're going to be a collector, we have 2 left of the original here in the gallery. So feel free to come down. We're here Wednesdays through Saturdays from 11 to 5. Grab your Core Zine and learn about what's happening in the city. But without further ado, I'm going to let Brittany take it away and talk a little bit about what Core is and why you all should be a part of it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. I know some of you, not all of you, so nice to meet everyone that I don't know. And thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the opportunity, Marissa. This is really cool. I've been to some coffee talks, but I've never presented. So this is cool. All right, so I'm just going to talk just a few minutes, kind of the who, what, where, why, and hopefully answer some questions if you have any. All right, so Core is a quarterly art zine that I started. The first issue came out in June, and Marissa has one on hand. I do not anymore. That was the first one. And the second one just came out in September. And I just wanted to do something different to help promote local artists. I myself am just starting out in the Kansas City art scene, so I know how it is. I know like the difficulties we all face, and I wanted to provide something cool to do that's just a little different. I love zines. I love the whole zine scene. If you're not familiar, there's like KC Zine Con. There's all these kind of like underground art and like punk scene kind of things going on. So it's kind of cool to bring our art world and our gallery world into that and do something different. All right. So there's artist interviews. There's different art events. There's short stories, poems, articles. We have a wonderful short story featured right now. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. There is a local arts highlight, which is a paid, our only paid like advertisement is a local arts highlight. KCAC is in the first one. Thank you, Marissa. And yeah, it's a paid opportunity for artists. When you're just starting out, those can be kind of hard to come by. So I wanted kind of a different avenue. I don't pay a lot. I don't pay a lot, but I do pay something. So I try. Where you can find them. There is the KCAC, of course. They're at the Inner Urban Art House. I'm actually partnering with the Inner Urban Art House and the Tangled Roots exhibit right now. You can get some at the Smalter Gallery, Arts KC. Soon you can find some at the 21C Hotel. That's going to be a new opportunity. And Kindle, they're available on Kindle. Unfortunately, you do have to pay. I could not get around that. But they're there. And you can read for free on corezinekc.com as well. They are quarterly, so I do like seasonal kind of releases. There's no themes or anything like that. That's just the timeline. And I would love to hear from any other artists that want to be featured or do the highlights section. And I will put all of the information to check out online, the email, and our Instagram. I'll put all that in the chat box for you guys if you're interested. And happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested, Brittany, I did put your website link in the chat. I did put the follow on Facebook as well.
Oh, yeah, you're on it.
Well, I'm just sitting here. And your Instagram account. So if anybody's interested in just kind of keeping up, you can kind of follow along here. Brittany, can you talk about just a little bit about how this would be beneficial to some of the artists that are here and how they can engage with you if they're interested in maybe getting featured or anything like that?
Yeah, it is a different way to gain exposure locally. You know, I'm just starting out, so honestly, the artists are helping me more than I'm helping them, I feel like. That's one of the reasons why I want to pay the artists for their time. I know that it's difficult to get started and anything helps. So that's why I do what I do. But it does get you a little more exposure. We're in lots of different galleries around town. We're also in the Kemper gift shop. So that's pretty cool. And it's just a great way to build community, to help each other out. You know, we all can work together and do more, I feel like. So
if somebody here wanted to be featured, how would they go about connecting with you? Do you jury that, or do you have a waiting?
I don't really jury. Whoever wants to be featured, get in contact with me, reach out via email, Instagram, any way you can find me. I'll be happy to talk to you. And then I can only feature about 4 artists per issue. So I just kind of look at who's interested in what's going to flow together for that issue. I've never told anyone no, so I'm happy to talk.
So is this for visual artists only, or what? Which kind of artists are you supporting?
Everybody, absolutely everybody. There's visual artists. This issue from September has a band, the Black Creatures. They're amazing. Check them out. We've got, yep, there they are. A short story by M.N. Jolly that's amazing. Yeah, I'm interested in everything. Whatever you have to show me, show me.
Just to give you an update on, I happen to be well acquainted with M.N. Jolly. And he's gone on to, he's almost completed a full novel based on the character that he wrote in, and it's like one of those you can't put it down kind of reads. So just that catalyst of producing a short story specifically for your production, for your publication, has like given him a whole new character to develop. And yeah, it's been great.
That's amazing. So yeah, whatever you have or interested in showing, I'm happy to look at.
I'm curious, you said you're starting out artist. What's your medium and what are you currently working on yourself?
Well, thank you for asking. My medium is mostly graphite. I do really, really large scale drawings. I don't know if you can see that behind me. It's like a 7-foot drawing. And I have been focusing on portraiture and floral works, kind of studying emotions and growing through trauma, actually. So Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have some shows coming up in January and the spring.
That's awesome. And I'm just inspired by you using, like, realizing I'm also a beginning artist, but I never thought of the concept of kind of like building community prior to getting into, like, I guess as an emerging artist, through supporting other already existing artists. And that's such a cool idea. Like, how did you come up with the idea for it?
Honestly, I don't know. I love people. My background is in sociology. That's one of the reasons why I started Core, because I love the art, but I also love the people. Like, I want to know about the people. Like, what drives you? What's your story? I want to interview you. I want to find out. I want to help share that information. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of always how I've operated. We can all work together and go further together, you know?
Yeah, love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Brittany, I currently have pieces at the Hotel Indigo. They're down in the Crossroads.
Mhm.
And is that something I should possibly share with you and maybe help promote, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just kind of open to anybody sharing everything, and
Absolutely. I am. Yeah.
good. Okay, I'll send it.
Brittany,
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched up about it.
Brittany, when does the next issue come out for people? Like, what is the deadline if people want to submit something to you?
The next issue is in December, so there's plenty of time to submit some work or get a hold of me. I do kind of have a backlog, so if I cannot get you in for December, I'll keep you on and we'll work together to get like the next spring issue out.
Anybody else have questions for Brittany or about the Core Zine? Does everybody know what a zine is?
When I was in Chicago, I only ever saw zines that were actually like paper folded. They were kind of like really quickly picked up, you know, kind of underground, like you said, cultural things. So to see it published and it's like, it looks very professional from the images Marissa showed. So, and I love that, like taking kind of the blend, it really hits the heart of what you're talking about, taking the fine art and blending it with kind of the underground world. But I had never seen a zine that well put together, I guess.
Thank you. Well, I really like the feel of zines, and yeah, they're kind of quick and rough and just the way they are, and they're just so easy to like spread information and hand out. But I also want it to be accessible. So it's I have, like, a lot of people have given me feedback, which I always appreciate. The font is pretty large, and that's intentional for visually impaired people. And I want it to be easy to read. And I'm gonna do readings of like the poetry and maybe the short stories, and put some music on our website as well. So people that can't get their hands on the actual zine, there's some stuff like that on the website that's easily accessible. Yeah, some of those zines that are like really rough and hard and just thrown out there are not easily read for everybody. So
Fair.
So just kind of speaking about your website, Brittany, I just want to take a moment to call everybody's attention to that link up there for Core. Right now, Brittany is being funded through grants to publish Core, but there is an opportunity for all of us to support Brittany's hard work by going to her website and buying Core merchandise, which is really adorable. She has stickers and other merchandise that helps fund this project. One of my big kind of soapbox moments, and I'll just take a moment, I won't take up all time here for this, but there's not a lot of coverage of the arts in Kansas City in print format. So when Brittany came to me and told me about Core, the first edition, I was absolutely 100% in, because there's just nobody covering the arts in a critical fashion outside of Casey's Studio magazine, which is huge and not able to cover everything. As I'm sure, Brittany, you're getting into a point where it's hard to cover everything in a small medium like this. But
Yeah.
the more that we can help support this, the more that we can cover and have all of these amazing arts and artists highlighted, and all ships rise.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that, Marissa, because I wanted to also share, coming up in October, I'm doing a Core Halloween fundraiser. So I'm really excited. It's going to be totally virtual. That might change in the coming years, but it's going to be like a tiered opportunity. So like donate $5 and I'm going to have some really cool like Halloween sticker packs. There's going to be art prints. I'm doing like hand engraved, creepy, cool candles and stuff. I love Halloween. So it's going to be really fun, really cool. So pay attention online. You can go on our website and subscribe to the newsletter, which is like a few times a year, and you'll get all that info.
Is there any way, because I don't live in Kansas City, I'm about like an hour and 20 minutes away, but I do call the Kansas City area kind of like my cultural hub. Is there any way that I could support and pay you to ship the zine to me? Like, I would be happy to do that. So, I mean, I would also love the excuse to go and to all these places you've mentioned it's at. Lord knows I could get to the KCAC gallery more often than I do, but yeah, just a question.
Yeah, I'm actually working on right now. I just got back from vacation, so I'm like playing catch up. But I'm working on a way where you can order the zine on my website, and you basically just pay shipping, and I'll ship it out to you. Easy.
Awesome. That would be so cool. And I also know a couple other artists out here that would also probably enjoy subscribing to that.
That would be kind of cool, like a subscription service.
Yeah.
Ideas. Thank you.
Of course. What is your...
No, go ahead, Rebecca, please.
I'm just curious, like a couple years out from now, like a year, 3 years, like what's your long-term vision for Core, Casey?
Long-term, long-term, way long-term, I would really like to open up a Core studio space for some artists locally. That's kind of something that I'm building on. But right now I'm just working on getting more issues out there, getting more well-known around the city and the area. And I am going to organize some group shows with the featured artists.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, what a great way to extend like the physicality of Core Zine in the Kansas City. So that's awesome.
By a group today. Is everybody caffeinated yet? Not caffeinated. I'm on my second cup, so I'm doing better, I have to say.
I didn't have the foresight to brew a cup of coffee before I got in here, so.
I am on like my third cup. My cup
Well on our way. Oh, that's
from
cute.
Salem,
awesome.
from my vacation. Yeah, I'm a big Halloween creepy stuff fan.
So Brittany, I'm curious, is your background in the arts, like did you study art or 7 foot tall piece of art seems like You got your introduction in some kind of formal way.
I studied, I went to the University of South Dakota and Black Hill State University, and I studied studio art and sociology.
Gotcha.
So-
What brought you to the Kansas City area then?
I am originally from Kansas City. I was born in Kansas City. And I was just talking to Marissa earlier. My family was Air Force. So we
Got
traveled
it.
the world and did all kinds of crazy fun stuff, landed in South Dakota.
Gotcha. And now you came back to the Kansas City area.
And now I'm back. Yeah, I came back in 2015 and had some babies, started a family, and now I'm just getting back into like the art scene.
Love it.
So Brittany, you said you're having some shows in January and March, is that correct? Of next
January and May.
May, sorry.
Yes.
But additionally, we haven't announced it yet, so you all are getting a sneak peek. Brittany will be one of our featured artists in Coalesce this year, which is Kansas City Artists Coalition's fall event. So if you're interested in seeing a work of hers in a non-traditional format in a way that she doesn't traditionally work, you can tune in. I dropped a link down there. It's in November on the 5th. Be a fun event for folks to gather safely outdoors with
Ooh.
masks and vaccines, hopefully. So yeah, that'll be a fun way to see your work right off the bat, or a little bit sooner. But
It was so much fun.
That's pretty
So much
exciting.
fun to do. It was amazing. It was, yeah, such a cool opportunity. So I appreciate that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody's dresses, the gowns. Yeah.
I'm excited to hear who else is participating. I know. I'm on that committee, so it's been a hush hush. This is a big thing to be announced.
sorry guys, I can't do any more, but that was a little, sounded a little out there for you. Watch the Facebook and Instagram and your emails. You'll hear more in the next few weeks about participating artists, and you can also come see some of the art. Michaela Elrod from Year One's dress is currently on view in our galleries right now, so you can see kind of what we've done in the past. But I'm really excited for an in-person event. It's going to be, I'm ready for it. So what else have you been up to, Brittany, other in personal and or core world?
Well, I just got back from vacation. So I'm trying to I just got back yesterday. So I'm still kind of on like cloud 9, like not here yet. But I am a member of the Roland Park Arts Committee, and I'm the supervising artist for the mural that's happening on 47th and Row Lane. And it is incredible. It's been an amazing project. It's 311 feet long, and there are 7 different artists working on that. So that's been really fun. That's been like the only thing I've been doing for the summer.
It sounds like a huge project. That's wild. Wow.
Is massive. Yeah. And it's not cooling off for the artists. It's been like crazy. I'm ready for fall, cool weather. I was hoping when I got back it would be a little cooler. No.
Where did you go on vacation?
We went up to the New England area. We went all the way up to Maine. A road trip to Maine, yeah. We went through 15 different states in 8 days. It was crazy. It was fun.
No wonder you're exhausted. I'm road tripping on me.
Oh, it was amazing though. It was so much fun. It was so nice and cool. It was like 70 degrees on the water. Got back and it's like 90 degrees and humid. It's like, oh.
Classic Midwestern weather.
Yeah, I'm home.
Yeah. You mentioned,
Oops, go ahead.
Marissa, did you say she's got, you've got some like gallery shows coming up or some artwork coming up, and where will those be at?
So I have a show coming up in January. I'll have work at the Lenexa Public Library from January to April. And then I have a show at Smalter Gallery in May.
Gotcha.
Well, and don't forget that you're speaking to the Senior Arts Council in
Yes.
November.
November, I sure am. I'm ready.
For anybody that's interested in the mural project that Brittany is managing through Roland Park, I did drop a link that Shawnee Mission posted up a couple days ago, and gives you kind of some sneak peeks and highlights of that project. It's huge, it's beautiful, a lot of really talented folks working on that. It's really neat. I can't wait to see it in person. I haven't had a chance to drive by yet, but it's going to be really cool. That's a huge mural to manage.
So big. Yeah, I just drove by this morning and they are almost done. Our deadline is the end of September and they are moving right along. They'll be done soon. And there will be like an opening, a ribbon cutting and like an opening thing. I don't have the info for that yet, but
Well, share it with us so we can
I will.
spread the word. Encourage folks to come see it. Cool. Yeah. I was just at Smalter last night. There were a cadre of openings last night. I couldn't believe it. I don't know if anybody else was out and about, but Charlotte Street had an opening. Smalter Gallery had an opening of Mike Hill's work. KCSCP had an opening of their Laura Lloyd's Botanical Backyards exhibition. It's all over the city. There's just so much happening. It's really fun to see folks being safe and going out and enjoying and consuming art. Did anybody else get out and see anything? Or are there things to be seen that are coming up?
I was sad to miss the Charlotte Street opening and the Smalter opening. Gosh, so many amazing artists, and like the Charlotte Street show is just wow. Like Kimmy did an amazing job. It's a beautiful show.
Just for folks' reference, Charlotte Street is vaccine mandated. So if you do want to go and visit the show, you do have to show proof of vaccine. So you can do that through an RSVP form online, or you can show proof of vaccine at the door. But just for anybody that's planning, I like to know how people want me to engage in spaces. So that's a relatively new thing that they're doing. So if anybody's going to head out there, just make sure that you're prepared for those stipulations. But you can just drop in, but you'll have to show proof of vaccine.
I dropped in last night and I had photographed my vaccine card, so it wasn't a problem.
That worked perfect. Very good.
FYI.
Very good. Cool. What else is happening in everybody's world? Anybody got shows coming up or opportunities?
I have.
Oh, go ahead.
I know a couple familiar faces here because I've been on a couple of the coffee talks. My name's Rebecca Keating, but I am an artist that is an hour south of Kansas City. I'm more in rural Missouri. But I did just do a solo show at the Brick House Coffee Bar in Harrisonville. It's my second solo show. The work is still up through September. There's 85 pieces of work. It's a large show. I don't work as large a scale as you, Brittany, but I'm like an emerging artist. I'm growing in scale. And I am also having a Chicago-based muralist come join me for an artist talk as like the final hurrah for the show on September 29th. It's a Wednesday. It is a super early morning, like coffee talk. It's kind of a more intimate gathering, but I did want to share that. So the show is still up. Like I said, it's in Harrisonville, Missouri. It's on the square. They have great coffee at that venue, so feel free to pop in before the show goes down on September 30th. And on September 29th, again, there'll be that artist talk with the murals. Her name is Sid Viverka, and she's a very well-known Chicago muralist. She does a lot of window paintings, outdoor and indoor interior murals. Her artwork this is a piece of her artwork right here. So we will be talking about, I think my favorite topic that we'll be discussing is like art's place in the urban space and how it informs people's experiences, and then also art in interesting and clever ways in rural spaces as well too, since that's kind of where I'm based.
Rebecca, do you have any information you can drop in the chat for folks?
Yeah.
To attend? And then my next question is the talk virtual or in person only, or is it a hybrid event?
It's in person. Okay. So yeah, we have not yet. We don't really have the technical capabilities to do the Zoom, but I think that it was probably something moving forward we'll try and figure out. But yeah, right now it's just in person. So.
Well, if you can drop
I will
any contact info or event info, sorry, in the chat, that'd be amazing. If
yeah, of course.
Get out that direction or are out that direction.
Yeah, thanks,
Very cool. Yes, please. Yeah. Who else has got stuff?
Hi, can I jump in here? I'm Susan Ferguson, and I'm primarily a fiber artist and a weaver, but I have discovered encaustic, and I don't know if it's the fumes or whatever, but it's a pretty fine way to make art. And I blame it all on Amanda Jolly for introducing me to it. But I have a solo show coming up in November at William Jewell. It's November 13th through December 18th, and it's in the Stocksdale Gallery, which is on the William Jewell campus. And it will be, the theme will focus on eco art, environmental art, and will feature weaving and fiber art quilting, encaustic, collage. I've been inside for too long for the past year, you can see, and sort of worked out some of my isolation issues by making art. So that's a thing happening. And I also have
Susan, will your super large weaving be?
Oh yes, my wildfire weaving that I spent 3 months working on outdoors this spring and summer will be at the exhibit at the Stocksdale Gallery. It is about 11 feet wide by about 8 feet high, and is woven out of recycled fabric and donated abandoned fabric. Good experiences at the Goodwill outlet store. I cannot speak too highly of the experience of going in and finding exactly the colors I wanted in pieces of fabric and clothing and whatever. But yes, that piece will be there along with the mud quilt that I collaborated on with 24 people, I think, around the country to make. Plus a lot of other pieces that are smaller, that don't take up as much space. But yes, it will be there and you'll be able to bond with it in person, I guess, instead of electronically. So, oh, and I also have a couple pieces at the Vision of the Flint Hills show coming up at Buttonwood Art Space starting in October. And those are my copper frame weavings. They're oval shaped pieces of wool woven into a copper frame, like a spoked wheel sort of thing. And then a couple pieces in the October show at the Jones Gallery. And those pieces deal with Breast Cancer Awareness Month because I used to have boobs, but early in 2017, they were declared medical waste and carted off to somewhere. I like to imagine that they had a good run. And anyway, so a couple of the pieces at the Jones Gallery deal with my processing loss and grief related to that. So, so yeah, there's that. And I'm trying to put together a Parade of Hearts KC proposal. I think it's written, I think it's designed. I just need to submit it. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Just me and the dog and the cat and a ton of feral kittens, and life goes on. It's really good to see everybody this morning.
I just wanted to let everybody know, Susan, and maybe you have better information than I did, but I just did a quick search on the web. I just found Stocksdale Gallery on Facebook. It didn't look like they have a website, so I just asked people to follow along on their website or their Facebook page to learn about your show this fall. But when you have some information, send it to us so we can promote it for you. And then I am going to put a link right here into the Buttonwood link too. And we always try to share those as they come across our email. So, and for those of you that are interested in exhibition opportunities, Buttonwood always has one. Thank you, Susan. Great. She dropped her website in there in the chat. So tune in to her website for more information if you want to see. I want to see that huge weaving. That sounds amazing. Amazing.
One of my friends suggested that I was going to tear off my deck from my house because of what I was making. And the first day that I took it down and actually brought it in the house, I felt like it should have torn down the deck. It weighs 40 some odd pounds, and I figured that it probably has between 25 and 30 t-shirts and probably a dozen sheets and blankets and things like that went into it. So I'm sure, back in the Middle Ages when people made tapestries, they didn't think about how heavy things were going to be. And they had more than one person to carry them around when they were finished. But I had to draft a total stranger to help me carry it in the house, which was kind of weird. Hey, dude, come here, help me tote this. And so anyway, I posted my website there. I think that link will work. If it doesn't work, take off the www and just use susanfergusonartist.com and see what you come up with. But thank you for posting those other links. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, Susan.
Sure.
Who else has some stuff to share with us?
Go ahead, Shelley.
Well, I wanted to mention that I have a piece that's going to be in the Plug event at their new gallery space on Agnes Street. And then
Today, Shelley?
What's that?
That opens today, right?
I think so, but they're not having an actual opening because of COVID. And then they I think they're going to be having a closing reception in October. So that's coming up. And then I mentioned earlier, I have those pieces at the Indigo there in the Crossroads, which is a beautiful space, which TJ at the Bunker is the curator. And so that was a wonderful opportunity for me. I'm feeling excited. Plus I already sold my biggest piece that I did. And so that's a real coup for me because I haven't painted that big, unlike Brittany and Susan and other people who are painting huge. So that's been fun. And then I have pieces at the Bunker on exhibit there. So yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna apply to the Parade of Hearts. And I'm trying to figure out which I've got 3 proposals, and then I'm like, well, narrowing it down is the hard part, what to actually submit.
When is the deadline for the Parade of Hearts?
They've extended it to the
22nd. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll drop a link in there for you guys.
Yeah, I thought it had ended the Labor Day weekend, and I had a wedding that weekend, so I just didn't quite get it in. But now I'll actually get my proposal in.
Yes. Yeah, I think they're doing what, to 150, 200 hearts, or it's a lot of hearts. So that's
200. It's a lot.
it's a lot. So that's great. That's all I have. But I'm just keeping busy. You know, I've thrown myself into the studio throughout this COVID, and actually it's been a blessing for me. Yeah.
Shelley, how big was the piece, your biggest piece in your show that you said you already sold?
It's 60 by 48.
Wow, that's huge.
Which isn't a wall like, you know, at Roland Park. But for me, I haven't actually painted a painting that large. So, and I'm more laborious, and I take time to really go through my process. So it was, you know, an interesting learning process for me. And now I'm only doing large paintings, which I'm excited about.
That's awesome.
But then the streetcar opportunity was really like my aha moment, you know, like, oh, I really like my art big. So yeah, that's another thing. Brittany and I are both part of Art in the Loop this year. And I'm not sure where yours is, Brittany, but mine is at 16th and Main.
Mine is at 12th and Main. Thank you, Shelley, because I completely forgot. I told you I'm not here yet.
Yeah. And then there is an event coming up, and it's a streetcar tour. And that's going to be on the 23rd, I believe. But you can get on the streetcar and you can meet all the participating artists in the Art in the Loop. And they'll be at their shelters. So that'll be really, really awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you know what time that's starting? I'm sure I could probably Google.
Well, actually, I have my little calendar here. Gosh, I thought I wrote it down. Oh, it's on the 23rd, but I think it's between like 4 o'clock and something.
Yeah, it's in the evening because
Yeah.
I'll be there. And I usually can't do things if I have my kids with me, but
Yeah.
evenings I can go, so I'll be there.
Yeah, so it'll be more, yeah, nighttime.
I'm going to drop a link in here for anyone. Art on the Line KC Streetcar Art Tour. This is the Facebook link if anybody wants to sign up. It is a feed event, so there is a cost, but it sounds amazing. I'm going to get a ticket.
Yeah, it is. It's $20.
Yeah, super affordable. What a fun night.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I just got asked by Casey Arts, what is it, the where you show your work in a corporate setting where they have office? It's oh God, what's
Your
the name?
Arts KC, the Now Showing program?
Now Showing, yeah. And I've been participating in that for what, 2 years now? And this was my first time that they've actually reached out to me. So I'm actually like, wow, okay, it took time, but it happened. So it's something to do, you know, to apply to their website as an artist. And at least it's an opportunity to get the artwork out of your studio and have a wall to show it.
There's a stipend, right?
No. Oh, they pay. Yeah, they pay. And I had no idea that they paid. I was just excited to show work. And then they said they paid, and I was like, woo! So that was a great opportunity.
Any of you that are interested in that program, I did drop a link to the Now Showing program if you're wanting to just get your work off your studio walls or wherever. You can do that. So cool. Amanda, I think you had something. Do you want to share?
Yeah, I just have finally opened the studio back up this summer for workshops. And so I have an intro workshop next Saturday, and I probably won't have another one for a year. And I'm also teaching anasemic writing with encaustic in March of next year. And I do have a guest artist coming in October that is encaustic and image based, but that's been full and there's a waiting list. So, but I do have a collage artist from California coming in April of next year, and she's pretty phenomenal. She does all her work with books. Like part of the workshop is going to collect like paperback and hardback books, and then we take them apart and use those as the graphics and the different colors of the books to create pieces. So it'll be pretty cool. But I don't have anything showing locally. I have a show coming up in Grays Lake, Illinois at Blue Moon Gallery with 3 other artists. We survived the pandemic together and did a lot of collaborative work. We actually started the January before the pandemic started, and then it hit and it just kind of saved our sanity, the 4 of us. Like we would send each other our work and then respond to it. And so we would be creating works based on what the other people had just created, and just kept sending each other our work. So it was like physically in front of us. And so the work that was created is strangely unique, and I mean very, very different, but also so cohesive. So you can see kind of that strand of our minds interwoven together in the outcome. So I'm excited for that but it's a little north of Chicago, so kind of a far stretch, but I'm going. So
Will they have any online opportunities to view the show, Amanda?
you know, I'm sure it's a great gallery. They're really great at showing the work that's in the gallery. I'm not sure if they will do like a live stream event or anything like that the night of the opening. They are still planning an opening at this point, so we'll see.
For anybody that's interested in just first seeing Amanda's work, I dropped a link to her website in the chat, and then also a link to her classes. So feel free if you're interested in learning about encaustics. She's a fabulous instructor. So
I did forget one thing. I'm part of an online teaching course. It's like it's a 1 workshop a week. It's a 52-week long, a year-long teaching or encaustic learning opportunity. There's 26 different artists teaching, so we each create 2 workshops for it. it's been freaking phenomenal. I am blown away by how good it is. It's like, it's only $250 and you have lifetime access to 52 unique workshops that are never shown or, you know, is produced only for this. The support and the feedback in the community has been just amazing. So if anyone is interested in encaustic, that's also a wonderful way to go and learn. Encaustic is one of those unique mediums where, well, I guess many mediums are like that. Like it depends on the artist. So everyone has their different approach to the medium. And so just seeing everyone's different approach and learning their techniques has just been freaking phenomenal. So there's that too.
Is that the painting with fire workshop?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I dropped that link also in the chat. So jump in wherever your heart's desire. Shelly, you also shared your website. Thank you. Who else has got some stuff? Share, please. Now's your time. Toot your horns.
I want to also let you guys know that if I can't share like your events in Core, send me links and send me Instagram stuff. I'm happy to share online and in my Instagram stories. So send them my way and I'll get them out there too.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you. That's nice.
That is one thing that I've been struggling with a little bit in Core is to get more events that are happening in the time frame. So like the next one comes out in December. So if you have an event coming up in the winter time, let me know about it because I want to share, you know, I want to get all that stuff out there. And that's what I've been having the hardest time getting. You know, I have a bunch of artists to show and I have poems and short stories to put out there, but I need more events. So let me know.
You need a staff.
One day, maybe.
Yeah. You juggle a lot of balls in the air.
It's so much fun though. It's a passion project. You know, I just love doing it.
Good. That's good. That's what counts.
We're rolling up on the last few minutes. Does anybody else have any questions, burning desires for Brittany about her work or Core, or things you just want to share really quickly?
I did have an old friend of ours came by. We were grilling one night and he happens to be from Roland Park. And he just started talking about this amazing mural in this community. It's just to let you know, it's impacting. He is not doesn't consider himself art-minded, but he's really impressed with what's going on there. So
That's great. Yeah, the artists are doing an incredible job. It is beautiful. It's so bright and colorful. It's like such a welcoming thing. Like when you drive down that hill, it looks amazing.
Well, thank you, Brittany, so much for joining us today, telling us about Core. Thank you so much for making Core a reality. It's so important for critical writing and exposure of artists in our community. It's if you haven't seen it before, it's an amazing. It's just yummy. It's just a good magazine. It just feels good, and I just am very appreciative of everything that you're doing for the arts community and the artists here. What you've taken on is no small feat. Like Shelly said, it's a lot of work. And last but not least, just from the KCAC side, we are hiring. So if you do know somebody that would be a good fit for the job, I dropped a link in the chat box there. Please feel free to share it. It is a part-time position right now. So Otherwise, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. It's so good to see your faces. And I can't wait to see your faces in real life someday soon, maybe without masks, someday, hopefully. But otherwise, have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. Stay cool, stay safe. Thanks. Have a good one. Happy
Thanks,
Saturday.
everybody.